Good evening, Australia. Welcome to Saki TV Thursday night. It's great to have your company. I am, of course, Michael, your regular viewing schedule person, whatever that means. It's going to be a very interesting show tonight. We have the beautiful, the funny, the hilarious, the genie in the bottle herself, Terri, who is joining us for a lovely chat tonight. And as always, if you are familiar with when Terri is on our show normally, it is very off script. So we do generally just open up the conversation to whatever, whoever, and whenever. So do excuse me, I've got a cough tonight because that decided to show its face. So we are going to touch on and lightly, well, not so much lightly, but we are going to touch on the Chinese New Year, which has just happened on Tuesday, and talk a bit about what that looks like and what that means with the fire horse. That's the animal theme, whatever you want to call it, for this year for the Chinese New Year. So we're going to dive deep a little bit about to what that means, what that looks like for you, also incorporating the fact that it's a number 1 year. Anything's really happening tonight. It's going to be an exciting show, informative as always, educational as always, and it's great to just have you involved. So do like and share this page so we can reach as many people as possible, because based on the conversations, because it is off script, and because we do sort of talk about anything that could be relatable to anyone, someone out there might actually watch this show and really appreciate or enjoy what we have to offer. So definitely do share this page if you can, so we can reach as many people as possible. Hi, Beth. I do apologize. I've started on this weird cough that's just decided to, maybe someone in the thread's got a cough. But on that, we don't do psychic readings tonight. That is for Saturday night with Harry T. Of course, tonight is just a educational, spiritual-based show. It's a friendly, safe space to ask any questions. So as the conversation goes along tonight, if there's any questions that you have for Terri or myself based on what we're discussing, if we can answer that, we definitely will. Of course, if you do want a psychic reading, you can go to psychictvaustralia.com or psychictvinternational.com and speak to some of our amazing psychics that are currently available, except for Natalie Norbacker, who's currently on the call. So Natalie Norbacker's pin is 9810, and she's currently on a call right now, which is great. But Amazing Grace is available on pin 9888, Benjamin on pin 9166, Judith Sky on 9125, Miss Psychic D available on pin 9140, and Psychic Sadie is available on pin 9108. Of course, the fun and unpredictability is definitely happening here. Hi, Beth. Good to see you in the thread. Andrew as well. I'm okay. I've just got one of those, coughs that I just swallowed the wrong way. Anyway, it's a bit too early for talk like that. Anyway, tonight is going to be a really interesting show, and I am just going to bring on our guest of honor. Please welcome the beautiful Terri.
Hi, everyone. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Don't forget
doing
to
really
get your kooky questions to us, because, the crazier, the better. We love them. Bring it on.
Bring it on, definitely. How have you been anyway over the last how's this year been treating you so far?
Oh, it's been kind of kooky because, I've mentioned it before. I had a total knee replacement about 8 weeks ago. And so I'm getting used to walk properly on that leg. But I got the next one coming up next Friday. So it's been hobbling. And
so you've hobbled your way into the new year?
I have pretty much. So I figure hopefully this will be the end of it for 20 years. And I won't have to... You won't have to worry about it again. And I'll have 2 good knees, which will be amazing.
You better run a marathon by the end of it.
Yeah, no. My running days are over. I'm sorry, my darling, but running days are over. But I can walk quickly. I'll be able to walk quickly. Quickly to the liquor shop or to the Chinese noodle shop.
And to get some fresh dumplings, as you've been munching on in the background.
We were just talking before we came on, and I have a big bowl of well, they're not actually Chinese; they're Korean dumplings, and the Koreans love their spices, and particularly their chilies. So they're a little bit warm to the taste, but beautiful. Fabulous nonetheless.
Well, speaking of Chinese, anyway, as you know, Tuesday was the Chinese New Year. It happens every year, a bit like our New Year as well. And this year being the horse, the fire horse, as their animal. Do you know what your animal is, by any chance?
I'm a rat.
Oh, you're a rat.
I'm a well and true rat, yes, and I have all the ratty tendencies.
Well, I'm a rabbit, and I've always known that. But thanks to our new support system AI, I searched well, I got a bit more detail about the rabbit, and apparently I am a fire rabbit, which I didn't know.
Huh. What makes the fire in the fire horse or the fire rabbit? Is it a super moon or something? Or
I actually have no idea, and you think I would have like prepared information, but I don't, and that's okay because we are professional. But all I know is that it's got to do obviously with your date of birth and just the maybe something in the thread might be able to tell us in the comments. But all I know is that with the fire rabbit, it's there's a lot more passion. It's because the rabbit it was talking about. I did do some research in regards to my side, and it did talk about that the rabbit is a bit more sort of subtle and a bit more kind of quieter in a sense. But the fire rabbit obviously has that sort of, as it sort of stands with the fire sign, is that it's a bit more passion. There's a bit more less sort of quiet approach to how I would handle situations. And it did talk a lot about creativity and things like that, which is so who I am. Like I'm very passionate and fiery when it comes to the creativity. So it did make sense in that sense. So yeah, and it's funny how like the more I kind of dived a bit deeper into the sort of Chinese sort of zodiac themes and that compared to our, I don't know what you'd call them, like our astrology, you know, star sign type charts and stuff, how there's very similar traits, but also one does kind of support the other, which I didn't really kind of notice.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also ties back to, what I find is fascinating is that these things tie together to Western and Eastern spirituality. And before, like, we were traveling to each other's countries. So it was, you know, there's also a tie back to Wicca, you know, where the Chinese believe that you sweep the bad energy out of the house in preparation for Chinese New Year.
Oh, so, okay.
And you know, with religious aspects as well, there are some similar sort of traits to both of them. So yeah, there's some interesting stuff, and I found that a lot in the research that I've been doing. We've talked about before about you know, like how spirituality, our type of spirituality, is sort of, you know, some of it's from a church perspective, and some of it's from, you know, hooty-goody perspective. So yeah, there's a lot of tie-ins everywhere.
From the big man upstairs, is that what you call him?
No, I call him your friend upstairs.
Oh, your friend upstairs.
Your imaginary friend upstairs. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not a God believer, but clearly I do believe in a spiritual, I guess, a spiritual universe and someone out there spiritually, and you know, I'm a medium, so I know there are people out there. So,
I'm talking to someone.
Yeah, I just know it's not in God's waiting room that they're sitting there going, oh, Terry's on the line, let's have a chat.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone who is watching, if you've got any knowledge on that, if you anything to do with the Chinese New Year, if you know, I would love to know what your animal is. It's really funny how, like, it was only because of tonight, and I knew we're going to be sort of talking a little bit about the sort of Chinese New Year and whatnot, that I always knew that, you know, I was a rabbit. It's kind of always in the back of your mind kind of thing, but you don't really, I mean, me personally anyway, I don't know about other people, but I personally, you don't really give it that much sort of focus or attention. Like, do you with your rat?
You know, strangely, I was given a little jade rat. You know, one of those little ones that sort of hang on your, you know, you're tied around your
like keyring or something.
Oh yeah. And I've always got him with me, and it's really interesting because he's carved out of jade. It has that really big, because for me, I mean, as you might be able to see, colours and textures and things like that are really important to me. Yeah. And so he's really smooth, and I often find myself, if I've got my bag slung around me, that they'll just reach down and give him a little pat. So yeah, he's often.
Do you know much? Because I don't know much really about it all, if anything. So what does the rat represent? Do you know?
Oh, well, clearly he's cunning and rather fabulous at getting into and out of situations. No, I don't know a whole lot of it. I just know that I'm kind of happy with the rat. But imagine a super rat.
I'd love to know. I'll have to. I'll have to ask AI what your rat is. If you're like, I wouldn't be surprised if you're a fire rat.
quite possibly. Yeah, quite possibly. I'm just reading here that this is the rare fire horse, and he's also called Bing
Yes.
Wu. Bing
Oh,
Wu.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a cycle that only occurs every 60 years. So this is a really special year.
Well, they are saying too, looking at my notes, they're sort of saying if last year felt a bit sort of stagnant or a bit kind of still or whatever for you, that this year in 2026, the horse fire is all about movement, momentum, independence, that it doesn't wait around for permission, it runs.
Yeah,
and I'm
absolutely.
I mean, obviously a horse does, but
isn't it fascinating though? And we've talked about this before, that last year in numerology is a 9-year, which is an end of cycle. And this is a 1 year, the start of a cycle. And we've got this bloody super fire horse, this big old Bing Wu out there. So it's like
that's making us run, and it's
on its own. Don't slow down, just go for it. So anyone out there, if you've been thinking of doing it, just go for it. Oh mate, I've got people with me. I'm so sorry.
No, it's not a no for readings. I know.
I'm not on the job tonight to do that, so back off.
Don't worry, I was look, I had the cough at the start, that's completely gone now. So there was someone with a cough before.
Someone's around, yeah. I'm not going to look at any names because then they'll really push me. So
Beth is saying that she's an earth horse, so that's interesting.
Well, how do you become an earth horse, Miss Beth? Let us know what an earth horse is as opposed to a
and
fire
why is it
horse.
a fire horse? Like, that's what I would like to know. So if anyone knows how that works. I mean, I understand the elements, so to speak, like for earth, fire, wind, water, all that kind of thing. And I understand that with it's everyone's astrology chart, obviously with the star signs and everything. So it must work similar, but then they only have one a year, whereas we've got what? How many zodiacs do we have? A couple.
Well, there's
12?
either 12 or 13.
Apparently there's a new 13 one. I've heard about this 13th one.
It's somewhere around mine. I'm a Scorpio, so it's somewhere around November.
It's in November. And apparently if you're a Scorpio, depending on where in November, you're in this actual new star sign.
Yeah. So I keep meaning to check on that, but I
don't cry about it.
I won't cry.
You're still a Scorpio.
I think it's the chili sauce that I also put on top of my noodles.
It's like when you touch your hands and then you touch your eyes. I do that all the time. Well, here you go. So mixing.
I have a little glow happening at the moment too. My body's like going chilly. Okay, here you go. You will spread this heat out everywhere.
Phase 2 is about to begin.
Yes.
Mixing it with crystals has said it's based on your year of birth. So 1967 is fire goat.
Okay.
So it's good of your year. Okay, so it's obviously got something to do then.
What makes it a fire goat as opposed to a goat?
Yeah, and what makes it a fire horse as opposed to just a horse?
Yeah.
That's, I think, the question. If anyone knows the answer to that, we could Google, but we don't have time.
We'd love to hear. Oh, because I had no idea about a super rat or anything.
Oh, it's Madam X, one of our psychics. Okay, I believe. Or Madam X, I believe I've seen that film. But thank you, Mixing with Crystal / Madam X. I'm just reading everyone's comments, make sure. Grace from YouTube, she says, I'm the pig. I can be too when I've eaten too much. It's just one of those nights. Just put the kids to bed. That's a question which we're not doing. Okay, thank you for everyone that has been. Every 4 years, I believe. Oh, so it's based on all the elements every 4 years. Okay.
Interesting.
So if it's fire, then it'll be fire again in the next 4 years.
And so what after that it'll be earth or then water or
well then I'm guessing next year will be whatever's after fire, what's after fire? I should know.
I don't know.
What's the order? What's the order?
I don't know a whole lot in this scheme of things today.
No, but when you call the elements, what's the order we go in? Do you remember? Bring on your witchy days.
I've all gone earth, fire, air and water.
Is it earth, fire, wind and water? See, that another question. Let us know I know there's an order when you call the corners, you start with the elements and there's an order you go in, apparently. I used to do it as a witch.
Oh, look, Vanessa here has said.
It starts with the start. You can never just be
a goat or a horse, whatever, as every year has eliminate
An,
or
ele-
element.
an element.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, this
Well,
just goes deeper and deeper.
yeah, absolutely. There are some things about Chinese New Year I like, and that's on the day you're not allowed to do any housekeeping.
Is
You know,
that true?
I'm a
Okay.
goddess, but I'm not a domestic goddess, so this pleases me no end.
Well, I've just been told by Spirit, apparently, I've got the producer in my ear, that it does start, so that the elements start based on the start of the astrology chart. So fire is first in Aries.
Uh-huh.
So then we've got Aries, then it's Earth, because then it's Taurus. So it's fire, earth,
Yeah.
air, and water. So it ends
Yeah.
in water. So it starts with fire, it ends in water. So
Yeah.
it's fire, earth, air, water.
Okay.
Unless I'm wrong, but let us know. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, it goes with the order of the elements. So Aries, because Pisces ends the astrology chart in February, March,
Yep.
which is water. So then it starts with Aries. So yeah, it's fire, earth, air, water. So I'm guessing next year will be an earth animal, basically. But then I'm wondering how they pick the animal. Anyway, so many questions that we don't have answers to.
Yeah. But, again, there's some really interesting crossover things with it. Like one of the other things that they do is, the Chinese rather, is the whole sort of issue around light is really important. So they put every light in the house on, because the light is, it brings the power of protection and good fortune, and it saves them against misfortune. It drives away the evil spirits. So, we light candles when we're, hoping to talk to people, or, when we're making blessings or whatever like that. So there's that little crossover as well.
Okay, interesting. I really do. It's actually deeper than you think when you actually really dive into it. But then there's also a lot of similar connections too. I mean, as you know, we all cross over in religion, faith, spirituality, whatever. We all kind of, it obviously stems from one area, and then it obviously links down where we all kind of not so much copy, but we adapt and take on, from other beliefs. So I'm kind of not really surprised, but I do kind of want to quickly just touch on some of the things that this sort of fire horse does talk about. So obviously we mentioned that it does talk about movement. It does talk about independence, like really getting your shit done, basically getting things moving. But there's sort of 4 dot points, and we'll see how we go through. But the first one is talking about personal freedom. So this year it's asking, where have you been holding yourself back? Because that's what needs to change. So the horse energy pushes towards authenticity. I'm trying to speak, properly here. Living in alignment rather than obligation. So a lot of the focus for this year in dot point number 1 is personal freedom. So where have you been holding yourself back, and where do you want to go? I think with the number 1 year, as you mentioned, this is a really good year to use that fire horse, use a number 1 year and go, okay, get rid of the excuses, because after the excuses, what have you got left? And get moving. So where do you want to go? And what would you say to someone who's watching, if you want to set like a realistic goal, if there's somewhere that you want to achieve, how can someone do that? Like what's the best way to just get moving with things?
Well, yeah, interestingly, because, one of the other things that I found is that, it's a profound, the start of the Chinese New Year is a profound spiritual reset point. So you've got to, like actively know, okay, this is resetting, like intention setting. So that is one of the really key issues. You've got to know, okay, this is now a real good time for renewal. So set the intentions, and also, it's energetic purification as well. So all of that bad shit you've been carrying around, you've just got to go, you've physically got to unload, not physically, spiritually got to unload it, and know, okay, you don't have to carry that stuff around with you anymore. Remember, that belonged to the ending year. Oh my gosh, these people are really getting into me tonight. Sorry, the dead people, they're like gagging to sort of talk. But it follows the moon cycles. So it goes, it makes perfect sense that we actually feel these things quite strongly with the cycles of the moon. So, this is when you're feeling this, it's time to really set your intention. So, like with everything else, write them down, put them on your fridge. And if they're too big an intention, like at least you're trying. Go for something, you know. So
and just like the horse, just I suppose go. Now this is quite interesting, and this is where it kind of contradicts what I just said. So mixing it with crystals, which I believe is Madam X, has just said next year is the fire goat. So it's another fire, which I thought would be Earth. So now I'm really questioning everything. So it's apparently next year is the fire goats. And then Vanessa just also looked up. Everyone's doing research for us. So thank you for doing our work for us.
Thank you, everyone, because we're all learning here.
We are. Apparently, so the elements are earth, water, air, and fire. Yep, which we... Okay, yep. Different order that I thought, but that's... Yeah, they're the elements. And then Vanessa has looked it up. Apparently, it's wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. So that's interesting.
Well, I guess it's just like our spirituality. It's a hodgepodge of things. And, you know, I guess that there were, you know, many different, I don't know, tribes or many different subcultures within the Chinese culture. So there's probably, again, many, like the 13 star signs or, you know, astrological signs. There's probably, you know, a dozen different meanings for things as well. But, you know, I think there's some constants there. And you know, the particular ones that are really important, I think, are energetic cleansing and purification and clearing. So, you know, it's with your intention setting and manifestation, it's like, okay, clear all that stuff you don't need to carry. And there's also, I guess, a mindfulness and a ritual sense to this. And when you look at it with our spirituality, whichever you believe in, whether it's God and angels and devils and, you know, all that kind of stuff, or for those who don't believe in that, like me, there's all these other sort of rituals that we have that sort of become really important to us. And what I love about it is that, you know, we often adopt the rituals of other cultures and bring them into our own. So, you know, we don't mind a bit of takeover. You know, we'll have a bit of this and a bit of that. You know, the multicultural sort of spirituality, I guess, that we are.
Yeah, I mean, look, nothing's really original these days anyway. It all stems and comes from something, you know. We just kind of adapt or change it to what, I mean, there's almost nearly no rules these days, the way things are going. But I am fascinated, though, because everyone is talking about, so apparently I mean, we should never assume, but I'm going to assume that the Chinese order is fire, earth, metal, water.
See, I haven't heard of metal before, Iman. Oh,
neither have I. Well, here we go. We've got a novel.
While you're reading that briefly, I just do want to I made a little error before, and it's not to sweep on the first day, as opposed to sweeping out the bad energy, which you do in Wicca, and sweeping in the good energy. You avoid sweeping, and this is again what I love, on the day, because you avoid sweeping away good fortune. Okay, so you want to keep the good fortune. So using that analogy, my good fortune should be way over the top because, you know, not domestic goddess. Not a domestic goddess.
Oh, look, it's but then we've got the Italian tradition where you eat lentils on New Year's Day, and the amount of lentils I've eaten. Yeah, I mean, my bowel movements have never been better, but there's no money coming into. There's no money coming into. Why the
lentils, though? Now I'm fascinated. Why the lentils?
So lentils equals money. So if you eat lentils on New Year's Day, but I'm talking it has to be midnight on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. So when you do, you know, good night, New Year's Eve, and then you go eat a bowl of lentils.
Have a bowl of lentils, my love.
Yeah, before you go to bed. And that gives you money for the rest of the year. That's the Italian tradition.
Well, interestingly then, too, because with the Chinese, it's little red bags that have got, you know, and you'd see it at all the Asian shops, little red bags or little red envelopes that have got fake money in it. So that's also the prosperity thing that they're sort of doing. So in that is that purely Italian, that version?
I don't know. That's just come from my nonna. So I mean, she could be lying to me, but
nonnas don't lie, do they?
So I don't know if that's her tradition. But I believe that it's got some Italianist traditionness, making up words here to I don't know what the history is. I never really looked into it. It was a childhood thing. I've grown up with it, and it's one of those things that, you know, sticks with you. throughout the years kind of thing. So apparently, I don't know if it's an Italian thing, if other people do it. Now, mixing with crystals, which is Madam X. I'm just going to quickly read what you've said. So just from the below, MX, the 26-36 decade is feng shui is largely defined by period, 24 to 43, a 20-year cycle associated with the fire element, passion, transformation, and technology. The year 26, specifically the year of the fire horse, Feb 17 to Feb 5. It's actually March 5. I don't know, unless that's different, but it actually does end on March. I actually know the year does, this sort of the celebration.
It would be at the end of their winter, and like pagan stuff, the start of the summer cycle, which which is the fruitful time where they grow things and harvest things, or begin to sort of look at what they want to harvest. So again, in the antipodes, it's a little different, but we take it anyway. We're happy to run with anything like that.
And just quickly, just quickly sending love and light to you, Jessica. I just saw your message.
I wanted to give her a shout out too. Yeah.
Yeah, just so you love.
Go for it, Jessica. You could not have picked a better time on your journey to detox and rehab. Absolutely, because while the sort of this festival or holiday is deeply rooted in, I guess, in family reunions and honouring ancestors, it's also about honouring yourself, and it's a huge time for self-reflection. So, mate, you're doing it. And you're releasing your past resentments and past issues and forgiving yourself. That's really important. And then cultivating compassion. And because you're a fire horse, mate, run with it. This is your big gallop. This is the Melbourne Cup, honey. And you are right on the starting block. So really go for it, Jessica. I mean, absolutely.
Definitely. And yeah, being a Melbourne person myself, I know what Southern Cross is like. So good luck there too as well too. No, it's just a really busy station if that's where you're at. So you must be on a phone watching us.
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
So welcome to Melbourne. It's going to be very hot the next few days, so you've come at a good time. I'm just looking at everyone. Variety is the spice of life. Thank you, Miss Lucky D, for that. It's good to see everyone getting involved. I had no idea what sort of direction the show is going to go in. I'm not someone that follows the Chinese New Year religiously or at all really in detail.
I just like being a rat,
I just knew it was a rabbit. I didn't know it was a fire rabbit until a few hours ago. So I
want some fire in my ratty as well. So
you might be. Sounds like everything's a fire. Or actually, here we go. Rabbit. Actually, someone do research for Terri. So apparently, rabbit elements.
1960. Yes, I'm ancient, but 1960 is
relevant elements. Yes, so 1963 water, 75 wood, 87 fire, 99 earth, 11 metal. So metal must be one of their things. And there's a rat too.
Oh, Anna, well done you. You must be a good soul. Must be a good soul.
Saki D, you're a rabbit as well.
I'm loving
Jessica's
Stephanie
a dragon.
Here. Yeah, I'm loving Stephanie here. Did you see her comment?
Oh, I'm a Greek, and my mum used to make me walk around the block and come back home and ring the doorbell as the first person to visit you on the New Year's Day reflects the year ahead for the household. Oh,
beautiful.
So, are you still there, or did you ever move out?
So she had to get in. So she had to get in before any bad news got to the front door. Oh, well, your Yaya then knew what was going on. She wouldn't make sure. She was hedging her bets. She wanted to make sure that the good news was coming.
1960. So you're a metal rat.
I'm a metal rat. Does that mean I'm as hard as iron, strong
with
like bull?
Metal's determination associated with the North Rat and West Northwest. These individuals are seen as ambitious, resilient, and in feng shui unique. Yeah, that often needing to manage a strong, sometimes jealous or domineering nature. I think that's you, love.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. It makes me crazy because, like, when you read, you think, oh, astrological signs, and what bullshit. But when I read what I am, it's what I am.
I know. It scares me too.
I used to work in psychology. I was in the army, folks, and as a soldier, I was in psychology corps. And of course, it was just fascinating for me because I used to go in and do all the tests because I just loved to see what the results were. And there was some really sort of interesting stuff about, how ambitious you were and how resilient you were and all that kind of stuff. So you're ratty, I guess it's like, I'm there sniffing around like a rat trying to get the real deal about stuff. And when I, for those who haven't heard of my background before, and we were just quickly talking about this before, I joined the army when I was 20 as a private soldier. And so I spent 5 years as a soldier, and then I went off to do officer training. And I was in the first class of women that ever went to the Royal Military College at Duntroon. So when you do a what's called a test battery for a soldier as opposed to an officer, there are whole different loads of tests that you did. So being the cunning rat that I am, when I was in psychology corps, I thought they're not going to test me again. So I made sure that I did every single test that was in the entire range. So there was nothing else they could give me. So they just had to go, you're all right. Okay, you're in.
It's like just put her in, please.
I'm a true rat. I'm a bit of a rat.
I love
and
it.
as a water rat. Now, I'd like to be a water rat. I live in Balmain. There are so many water rats.
Yeah, but you're a Scorpio. You've got enough water going on around you.
Yeah, that much is true.
I think, and I feel like maybe though, yes, it'd be interesting to know the difference between a water rat and a metal rat, and the metal rat's characteristics combined to your Scorpio astrology characteristics, and maybe that's where the balance is for you.
Well, that's interesting. I'll have to do some research on that then.
Because can you imagine if you're a water rat and a Scorpio, how that would be different? But then would it? I'm so fascinated by this. Saki D has said I'm a little crazy too. Does that count? Yes.
Yes, of course it can. We all
are.
You
said you were a rabbit, Miss Saki D, like me. But I'm wondering what kind of rabbit are you? Because I found out that I'm a fire rabbit. So are you a fire rabbit, a water rabbit, a metal rabbit? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So going back to the fire horse, the other notion that they kind of talked about in the second dot point that I've noted down was courage and forward motion. So the horse doesn't tiptoe, it commits. Spiritually, this year supports bold decisions, creative risks, and acting on things that you've been thinking about for too long. Now, what would you say to someone in those kind of categories where this is obviously the year for action? It is a number one year as well, as we've discussed. It really is time to just remove the excuses, isn't it? Just do.
Absolutely. Just
which I know, I understand it's not, we can't just say, just do it. Sure, no worries,
Yeah.
Circumstances, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes we can't. But when I say remove the excuses, it's like stop. If you're the one holding yourself back, let that go. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, that's what this is all about. And it's like, and as we were alluding to before, or saying briefly before, it's a 15-day festival. We didn't mention that, but it begins first new moon of the lunar calendar. So it's great because it's, I guess for them it's a spring festival, but it's it's summerish and autumnish for us, which is it really sort of I guess it's a really sort of productive time too for making things grow. So even though we're in the other hemisphere, it still works for us. Even though apparently there are 2 billion people who celebrate Lunar New Year. So like public holidays, let's just pick the bits that we like or the ones that we like and make them work for us.
And that's actually a really good point that I forgotten about as well, is that yes, it's a Chinese New Year, but then there's the other side that does call it the Lunar New Year. Yeah. And I completely forgot that a lot of spiritual people like ourselves, they call it the Lunar New Year. And thank you for reminding me of that.
And it's not confined to China. It's across many Asian cultures. Like in Vietnam, it's called Tet. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, because there's a little bit over the te or over the e in the tet. And in South Korea, which is what I was actually, my dumplings are called manju, and they are actually South Korean dumplings. And it's called sialao, I think, in South Korean. So, you've got all these disparate sort of nations, and they all sort of find this particular time to honour, I guess, family and culture in this time. And, does it really matter that we're like, are we Southeast Asian? We're in the Asia Pacific region. So, let's make up our own celebrations with a bit of this and a bit of that, like we do with everything else.
Exactly like we talked about before, how we do kind of take bits and pieces from other, whether it's cultures or holidays and things like that, and almost do kind of create our own. I was just trying to think, Dan, like what moon cycle are we in here in Australia? Do you know?
No, stop asking me questions. I have to be prepared for. I'm all consumed at the moment with my operation next week. And I can think of nothing else at the moment.
I'm pretty sure. I think we're.
Few factors hit me.
I think we're coming into. I'm just going to quickly look up. I have a moon app, so I'm just going to quickly look because it's going to.
What does your moon app do? Does it tell you where the phases and what they are?
Yeah, it's called Apple Weather, no plug. But basically, we are currently in. They've updated they have a whole moon thing now in the app. Anyway, so according to my app, we're in a waxing crescent. So the next full moon will be in 12 days.
Right. There you go. So prepare yourself, everyone. If we're looking at new moon energy combined with this, that would still be on one of the 15 days of Chinese New Year or the Asian New Year, or Lunar New Year, or whatever we decide to call it. So that would fit in perfectly well with this. So you're really getting all these real big pushes from the universe. And you know what? Go and light off some firecrackers too, although we can't buy them anymore, which is such a damn shame. But apparently the firecrackers, that they're not just set off because, I personally, especially after spending a long time in the military, I love the smell of firecrackers, that whole sort of, anyway, well, that's a whole other thing. It's not like the gunpowder thing. It's just like, anyway, folks, that
takes you back
smell.
home.
That's right. That great smell you used to get on cracker night, for those of us who are old enough to remember it. But the whole thing about the crackers is to scare off the demons, if you're a demon believer. And I think the demon was it Nian? Nian, I think. And it was a beast who used to terrorize the villagers. So you'd set the crackers off to scare him, and that's what the lion dance is about as well.
So interesting.
The colourful costume, it symbolised wisdom and power, and it used to scare off the bad dudes. So light if you can't find a cracker, then I have no idea what. Can you still buy those little? I'm
pretty sure everything that you're talking about is highly illegal, and I would highly encourage everyone not to go out there.
Can I tell you, as an aside, when I was a kid, we were really poor. I mean, I grew up in Balmain. For anyone who knows what Balmain is now.
I know Balmain. Yeah.
Yeah, and she weren't a rich suburb, mate. She was fairly back in the day, but the kids who lived up the street from us were rich by our standards, and they could afford to go out and buy all the crackers. And there was one of them, and he was the lord of the street. He had the more money than the rest of us. And he had this huge box of crackers, and he was there like letting them off one at a time, and to his gathered minions around him, watching them. And he was lighting with a candle, and he dropped the candle in the cracker box. Well, you've never seen us laugh harder. And I still remind him about this nowadays. And it just went off like you can't believe. So anyway, I don't even know why I started that, but it was hilarious for a kid with no money, for this kid to get his comeuppance because he was the lord of the crackers.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, karma was always around back then. I suppose I got to do some of my job here and some homework here. So for those that are wanting a detailed psychic reading, you can go to psychictvaustralia.com or psychictvinternational.com. Currently available to take your call is Amazing Grace on pin 9888, Benjamin on pin 9166, Judith Sky on 9125, Miss Psychic D, who's in the thread. Hi, Psychic D, available on pin 9140. Natalie Norm Baker is now off the call, and she's available on pin 9810. And Psychic Sandy is on 9108. Just ignore my mini stroke that I had there. And Beth, if you are still in the thread, no, you're not currently on the phone lines. If you are, we can't see you, but those are available. The fun is all here. We are talking about pretty much anything, really. We're trying to keep it themed related, but now we're talking about where everyone grew up. Anna, who is in the thread, she did mention about before how she loves watching every Thursday. I'm watching on the other, I'm in another world of listening to you guys, and that could mean two things. Are you in actually another
spirit world? And is
spirit world, or where exactly in the world is Anna right now? Please do let us know. Hi to everyone. Hi from South Africa. Everyone's now.
Oh, wow.
Hi from Maricaville. God, everyone's everywhere. So good to see you, all little crackers there. So thank you for commenting. Do like and share this page as we continue on with the conversations. We're going to move on to dot point 3, which is all about passion. So the fire horse obviously comes with heat. It talks about literal fire element energy, amplifies creativity, romance, enthusiasm, and life force. It's not going to be a quiet year. It's going to be expressive. What do you think about that?
I think that's great. Don't be passive, because it's not going to happen to you. You've got to make it work for you. You've got to go for it. Sitting down there and waiting for it, it's not going to come to you. Now it's saying the fire horse, get up there and gallop with the best of them. It's your time. Grab it and run for it, because no one's going to do it for you. You've got to do it for yourself. And if you play with your own cards, because there is obviously a link to tarot cards and things as well. I mean, the interesting thing is that in some areas there's a tarot reading that's linked directly to the Lunar New Year, and I found one that focuses on the year of the fire horse, and it typically involves 3 to 5 cards to analyze themes of boldness, action, and rapid growth. And the key positions focus on releasing the past year's energy, embracing new opportunities, and navigating the fire horse's intense energy for personal growth. So I'm sure that you can find that on there, but it's like the first of the 5 cards is the overarching theme of the year. The second one, where to take bold, proactive steps. The third is transformation. So it's about what is changing or ending to make room for new growth. And I think that's really important, to let go of the stuff we don't need to hang on to anymore. Card 4 is about maintaining composure and avoiding burnout. And I suppose that's the other issue when you get a horse like this, especially a mad fire horse, and want to run with it. You've got to sort of moderate yourself and rein him in for a little bit and just go, okay, I need to think, rather than just, that death grip that you get on the reins and your legs are flying out behind you and the horse is galloping and you've got no control. So I guess that, and the outcome is the 5th card, and it's about the potential, or if the energy's navigated well. So again, there's another crossover to, other things that we believe in tarot that come from other places all over the world as well.
Yeah, interesting.
Egyptian and Greek and whatever. So pretty amazing stuff.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's really, I love how there's that connection and how it all sort of links into each other. So it just goes to show that you'll kind of lean into to each other, and we all kind of take from each other in that sense as well. I do want to shout out to Vanessa, who is hi from happy little Hastings in Victoria. I know exactly where you are, Vanessa. I actually used to have a shop in Tyab, which is the next suburb. So shout out to you. I know exactly where you are, little town there. Everyone's telling me where they all live. It's okay.
It's great to hear that. It's great to hear that it's not just a cluster from around one place, that it's like
it's all over. It's amazing.
Way over the place. Hey, I found something else that is interesting too, because I mean, in particular, my favorite colors are pinks and reds and oranges. And this one is about what to do on the Chinese New Year to bring good luck. And it says that you don't wash your hair on the New Year, because you don't want it, like the sweeping, you don't want to wash away the energy that the new year might bring. So if you're a
Oh,
lazy
okay.
and haven't done that since yesterday, then well done you, because you were thinking ahead. But also, wearing red clothes is also seen as ensuring good luck and protection against evil spirits, mate. I am red all over, black and white. See you later, because black and white, the colors of mourning. And in Chinese, when someone passes, they use the red as well. So
Yeah, that's true.
get your red gear out, folks. It
Yeah, it's
sounded a little
true.
worse than
It's
actually what I'm, how it just sounds.
it's all right. No, but it's so true because because don't they wear is it weddings or funerals they wear red?
Yeah, yeah. I think it might be for both. If anyone else out there knows a little bit better, then let us
I'm
know.
pretty sure,
But
yeah,
definitely for
traditionally
weddings.
for weddings, yeah, they wear red. And red is obviously like you see it a lot in casinos. There's a lot of
Mm.
redness, red numbers and things like that. So
Yeah.
red is a very lucky color for their culture.
Yes. Hey, now, would you like to hear something interesting and something that I unknowingly have done this evening? And
Yeah.
these are the 7 traditional lucky foods for Chinese New Year, and they're designed to bring prosperity and health and good fortune, including dumplings. You love a dumpling, get in there amongst it, folks. Spring and they're for wealth. Oh yeah, baby, bring that on. Fish for abundance, spring rolls for wealth. Hey, and we love a spring roll. Get
We
some of
do.
those into you. Yeah, you won't need to worry about the lotto numbers this week. Longevity noodles for long life. Sticky rice cakes for higher income and growth. Citrus fruits for fullness and wealth, and sweet rice balls for family togetherness.
Oh, wow.
So get some of those foods into you. And Anna's telling us here she was told to wear red underwear. Well, near enough is good enough. It's clothing. Yes, so get into those, Anna. Truly.
Adam and Saki D having the private conversations as well, which is cute to see.
We love that.
Just reading some of your comments as well. So Divine Angel Clearings is in the Blue Mountains. I'm guessing that's Sydney. Yes, everyone's just talking amongst themselves. That's fine. We'll just entertain, while you guys talk, we'll just talk amongst ourselves.
I found some other funny little points. I do like the little odd bits. These are some other things not to do on the first day of Chinese New Year. No washing clothes or hair or bathing. No sweeping the floor or taking rubbish out, which could be a little bit of a problem in the heat of summer. No eating porridge. So anyone that's eating porridge, stop it right now. What did porridge do to offend anyone? I have no idea. But
that's so interesting.
And do not urge someone to get out of bed. So if you want to be a lazy bugger, then you just stay in bed and you tell them,
you're perfect fine. So you don't get out of bed, you don't sweep, you don't wash your hair, you don't take the rubbish out. Just hit snooze, turn over, and keep going to sleep.
It's chill day. That's what it is. It's Netflix and chill day. Gotta love that. Do not give Year's greetings to someone still in bed. So don't say get out of bed or I won't give you a greeting. Just avoid using needles, knives, or scissors on the first day as well. So any of you homicidal maniacs out there, put them away.
Not a good day. And as everyone is watching now, it's been 2 days later, like, well, I've done all the above. It's like, well, look, it's fine. You'll be okay.
Excellent. But get your oranges, folks. Oranges are great because apparently there's another tradition called rolling the gold or rolling in the gold. I think I might want to do this one. And it's the simple act of rolling 9 oranges through your doorway. Oh, it's a bit late now on the first day. Is this the first day of the new year or was that yesterday?
Tuesday. So we're 2 days late.
Oops. Okay. Anyway, I'm still going to do it. I don't care. I think that I'll be allowed a day or two of leeway. So you roll the 9 oranges through your doorway on the first day, and it's believed to encourage good fortune, prosperity, and success. And I guess you can see that even in Vietnamese or whatever culture, they always leave like oranges or mandarins for offerings to their gods. So this is clearly why they do that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like so many rules. It's I think every culture's got their sort of superstitions or whatever. I don't know if they're rules as such, but you know what I mean. Like they're kind of beliefs and whatnot. I mean, like I said with the Italians, well, I know with our generation family that you have the bowl of lentils on New Year's Day to bring in money for that year. You know,
I wonder if lentils were really a rich person's legume back in the days, in the early days, for the Italians.
Possibly. I would imagine though lentils were quite a staple food though.
Well, I don't know. Well, I think that'll be worth you looking into, because that's your heritage. Yes, absolutely.
Jessica, there goes the plane out the window. Look, I'm eating bananas and green apples.
You know what? Just don't worry about it. Just get some oranges tomorrow.
And worst case scenario, just put the salt back in front of your door and you'll be fine.
Yes, exactly. And here's Maria saying lentil soup's a traditional dish for Greek Easter fasting.
Which that will be coming up soonish.
How could you be fasting if you're eating lentil soup? Because
a lot of questions tonight.
It's a chunky old soup, you know. You're not going hungry if you get a bowl of that into you.
Yeah, interesting. I suppose you still have to you can't fast completely. You won't survive.
No, exactly.
Because it was bland as.
Okay, Maria's saying it's because it was bland as. Yeah. But the luckiest fruit, oranges, mandarins, and tangerines. So if you're walking
the citrus
store tomorrow, if you're walking past a fruit shop tomorrow, then grab one of those things. And
it's summer, so they're actually. It's interesting how the timing for us, because that's our kind of main fruit at the moment.
Really?
Well, isn't oranges a summer fruit?
No.
No? Okay, I got that wrong.
Really.
What is it, a winter fruit?
Mate, now it's like we just finished the cherries and we're still in the stone fruits. For any one of you out there, if you haven't had a donut peach, get out there and get them now. It's their season and they're really short, but they're spectacular.
Have you ever had one? Peach? Never heard of one.
They're like it's like a squashed peach. It's like a donut, like a hockey puck, you know, just a little sort of flat thing.
But is that like you would have get them at a supermarket? I'm guessing, like
You can.
Okay.
At some supermarkets, I get mine from a fruit shop that's local. It sells really good stuff. So.
Okay.
Well, there's Anna saying all citrus fruits.
And of course, apples do the protection, but obviously that's a different. Yeah, the apples have the pentagram.
What? Oh, on the where the seeds are.
Have you not known that? Apples are. Don't you watch Charmed?
I have watched Charmed, but like there was so much there to learn, so I don't.
Yeah, so when you cut an apple in half, you cut an apple in half and you look at it, the middle is the pentagram. And so it's used to protect. So you throw an apple. Yes, apples are used for protection.
Huh. I had no idea. Obviously, I'm a bad witch.
Yeah. Who else? Yes, surely other people must know that. I think you have to cut them a certain way. I think there's a certain. I don't know if it's top down or side on, but there's a particular way you.
It might be side on because.
And when you cut it and you look at it and you.
Yeah.
When you cut it in half and you look at it, it's the pips will show a pentagram. And then you put a sage leaf on top of that, and that's what protects evil coming in.
No. You see, learning. It's all happening here, folks. Get your apples and oranges and you'll be interesting.
So while everyone does that, I am going to wrap up because we're out of time, actually. So it's gone that quickly.
Can I just say then,
make it quick.
Gung hei fat choy. And I'm not being abusive to anyone. No one's a fat choy out there. But it means congratulations and be prosperous. Okay, so, and it's all about success because gung hei is congratulations, and fat choy, which, you know, I kind of like the sound of, means to get rich or become prosperous. So there you go.
Okay, so just quickly, Madam X has said, cutting an apple horizontally, crosswise, through its equator reveals a naturally occurring 5-pointed star or pentagram within, someone Googled, which is used for witchcraft or represent the 5 elements, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, and serves as a symbol of protection, knowledge, and the goddess. This patch is commonly associated with, I can never say that word. Yeah, thank you. And the other one, and the autumn equinox.
Fabulous.
And that's what you bought for apples. Which actually you came up with that though. You told me about the bobbing for apples because of the apple protection.
Yeah. So
there you go.
You know, and it's these natural elements that were, you know, there was nothing expensive or anything about them. It was the things that they had around them, the things that showed prosperity and the fruit, you know, the growth, the spring, the harvesting of this. So yeah, amazing.
That's why witches are really healthy. Fruit, herbs, everything. Like, you know,
and
they're just living off the land.
Trouble, mate. Yeah.
Anyway, it has been an absolute.
Eye of Newton, a tail of frog, or something like that as well.
I know you're heading down Harry Potter path.
Yeah.
Look, I do have to wrap up. Thank you so much. That's gone really quick, actually.
Yeah, it always does, doesn't it?
It always does. It always does. Love and light to you. I know you've got surgery next week.
I do, yes.
You'll be fine. We all know that. But rest up.
Fabulous new year.
We'll be running into the new year. So thank you so much. Walking quickly. Yeah, walking quickly. And you'll walk quickly. I think on some, you'll be back at some stage in the next few weeks. You might be doing a Saturday at some point, I believe.
Well, I won't have anywhere to go because I won't really be able to drive or anything. So bring it on. Bring it on.
And of course, when you can, you'll jump on the phone line. So people do want to connect with those messages that you were getting. You know, people can do that. But again, thank you so much. It's been fun as always. I definitely learned something, as I always do when speaking with you. Me too. Thank you so much. Enjoy your dumplings, and we'll see you.
I'm going to get an apple tomorrow and a basil leaf, and I'm going to give myself that to protect myself from the new.
I think it's a sage leaf, not basil sage.
Oh, sorry, you did say that. Yes.
Yeah, a sage leaf
or your Italian stuff.
Yeah, sage leaf, or a thyme leaf maybe. But yeah. But Google the apple thing because, and I will as well, because I've always known its protection. I just never knew how to really use it as a form of protection.
There you go. Well, can I quickly say thank you to everyone who's sending me healing messages and love. I really appreciate it. And I believe that this really helps. So thank you to everyone. I love it. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And again, love and light to you. I love you, Terri. You know that. And
thanks, darling.
I'll see you very soon.
You will. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the line somewhere.
You will. And thank you to everyone that has jumped on tonight. Thank you to your support. I am back next week with a brand new psychic, Brooklyn. He has just joined our team not too long ago. He's a medium, young, gifted, and new to the source. So very excited. I'll be speaking to Brooklyn next week. So please make sure you do come back next week. It's going to be a brand new show with a brand new psychic, lots to really learn. So definitely mark that into your calendar. So 8 o'clock next Thursday with Brooklyn. Of course, Harry is back this Saturday at 5 o'clock Melbourne, Sydney time. Work it out for the rest of the country. So he's currently overseas in America. So he's definitely still doing his Saturday shows, but it's 5 o'clock Melbourne, Sydney time. So just keep in mind for a little while, the Saturday shows are going to be on at a 5 o'clock time slot. So don't forget to do that. I am back next week, but enjoy your week. Go get your apples, go get your lentils, go get your citruses, go get your donut fruit things that Terri was talking about. Donut peaches, I think it was, or nectarines, donut something. Anyway, go get your fruit. It's always good to have some fruit. Love and light to everyone that has been watching. Thank you so much for your viewing, and I will see you next week.